Thank you, Mr. Taneja, for doing the honors. Thank you, Mr. Rajnala, for a wonderful session. I would like to next introduce a topic which is pretty much interesting, and the topic for our next session is how smart CFOs outsmart revenue leakages. And to speak on the same, I would like to introduce Mr. Manish Kumar, Vice President, Happay by MakeMyTrip. Mr. Manish Kumar, a visionary business leader with over 20 years of experience scaling revenue, building high-performance teams, and driving strategic growth across media, FMCG, and tech. As Vice President at Happay by MakeMyTrip, Manish leads the charge on P&L growth strategy, execution, transforming how enterprises manage spend in a digital-first world. His leadership journey includes driving national and sales at Star TV and healing key markets for PepsiCo, where he built go-to-market strategies that propel businesses to the next level. Let's put our hands together and welcome the gentleman with a big round of applause.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Manish. I'm the business head at Happay, and I'm here to talk to you on a very important and pertinent topic, which is revenue leakages. How smart people like you can stop them from happening. Additionally, how as Happay we can help you do that. Let me start by stating some of the facts that we have gathered. 75% plus of Indian enterprises fall short on policy compliance. And this happens across the organizations, across sectors, across regions. It's not one-off. And this shortfall on policy compliance eventually leads to as high as 5% of annual revenue leaking out due to questionable claims, as high as 8% of profits getting lost to missed GST input tax credit claims. And in all the gamut of revenue leakages, travel and expense being one of the largest areas of spends is also one of the largest areas for revenue leakages. And as I was saying earlier, leakages are not really rare. They're not one-offs. They are everywhere across organizations, and they're really, really routine. And the real question that we have to ask ourselves is that do we have systems enabled enough to stop these revenue leakages from happening? The answer, unfortunately, is a resounding no if you're still using legacy systems. As these legacy systems are outdated and they're not really built for today's travel and expense complexity. They flag only recent spending patterns. They follow really rigid rules and are really easy to bypass. Do not really enforce any policy compliance, strict policy compliance. And they may go and help you with extracting some bit of GST data, but they do very, very little after that. And let me ask you a question. Let me ask all of you a question. What's the first instinct when you see revenue leakages happening, when there is a pressure on cost, and eventually there is a pressure on the P&L, and there are numbers to deliver? What's the first instinct? And I've worked across various organizations and I've seen that happening firsthand. The instinct generally is to cut down on discretionary spends. And unfortunately, travel is seen as one of the areas of discretionary spends. It is not really seen as an area of investment. And that's what happens. I have seen that happening in my previous organization. I worked with Disney India. I worked with PepsiCo. I worked with Godrej Consumer Products, and both Indian as well as multinational companies. The moment there is pressure on cost, you look to cut down on travel. However, this may, yes, in the short term, it gives a relief on both cost and P&L, and it makes the P&L look better. However, as we say it, the investments in travel spends is your investment in future. You cut down on investments in travel, they will definitely go and impact your future revenue, the relationships in the market, and obviously both growth on the revenue as well as long-term impact is definitely going to be negative. And now that we have established that revenue leakages are really routine, There are leakages happening in travel and expense. And as we see it, travel is important. What's the solve? The solve that we see is an intelligent automation system that detects, that deters and delivers. What do we mean by detect, deters and delivers? The system that detects revenue leakages from happening in real time, not on a retrospective basis, but in real time, deters that those revenue leakages from happening, and finally goes on and delivers savings. And that's where we come in. We are AI powered, all things travel and expense, which will help you move from reactive cleanup to proactive control on a real time basis. Let me talk to you about the Happay journey. It's not a very nascent startup. It's a mature solution that we have. It was started way back in 2012 by the founders Varun and Anshul, and it started as V8 Tech. They started on the peer-to-peer payment platform as a peer-to-peer payment platform. However, they saw gaps in the B2B spends area and really soon pivoted to the B2B spend platform. By 2015, there were more than 300 plus SMEs already onboarded on the expense platform, but the solution was still not mature enough. It is only in between 2016 to 18 is when we got our first large enterprise customer onboarded, and happy to share that that customer has stayed with us and we have grown multifolds from there. 2021 is when this VA Tech was acquired by Cred, and the journey continued. 2024, last year in November, this platform was acquired by MakeMyTrip, and this, I believe, is the final home. This is the final home for Happay. This makes the complete solution integrated, a fully integrated solution on corporate travel, starting from booking your travel to finally going and filing your expense. And we have progressed from there as well. We have integrated on the corporate travel side. MakeMyTrip has two large solutions. One is MyBiz and the other one is Quest to Travel, which is again another acquired company. And let me talk to you how Happay delivers the benefits that I have been talking about, why the Indian enterprises have chosen Happay over large multinational solutions that are there available in the market, but top companies have chosen Happay because we are an Indian developed solution for Indian enterprises. We do the customization that no other solution in the market can do, and we have features that really deliver. Starting with Expendite, you can go and file your claims in less than 30 seconds just by clicking a button, clicking a picture. Our OCR will read all the relevant details of your invoice, whether it is the spend amount, the location, the date, all relevant details, the GST number, everything will be picked up, and you can just press the button. So less than 30 seconds, it gets claimed. Smart audit feature. It will automatically, on real-time basis, will stop the policy violations from happening, whether it is the duplicate invoices or there are organizations which have policies against claiming of liquor, claiming of tobacco or laundry, duplicate invoices, forged invoices. Everything will be picked up on real-time basis and it will not let it get through. Approve now, everything is mobile first. We have a really good solution on mobile app. From claiming the expense claim to approval, everything is online, everything is on mobile, less than 30 seconds as I said earlier. GST compliance, it will not just extract the data but will give you the input into GST, input tax credit claims, and it can be done on real-time basis. This is one of the smart audit and GST compliance are some of the features that most of our onboarded customers are using and realizing savings from them. Route tracker, anyone from FMCG companies, any FMCG anyone who has worked in FMCG company would realize that there are a lot of claims which are done by the sales executives traveling between different cities points and one distributor point to the other point to retail outlets. And having worked largely in FMCG companies earlier, I think this is a huge pain point, but our solution on the route tracker gives a real-time visibility into which area to which area. The moment you switch it on, it picks it up automatically and gives you the exact claim amount, exact distance covered without any risk of fraud. Per diem automation obviously is there. Analytics. Let me talk about this feature. You will have details available for all your analytical needs, whether it is by airline, by hotels, by department, by time, anything that you need. And also we have advanced analytics features also, 50 plus reports catering to special analytical needs, and we can discuss that as well. Also, we have our self-booking tool where we are travel TMC agnostic and can onboard any TMC and fulfill your travel needs as well. As they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Our proof is in the payback that our customers realize by onboarding our solution. Fraudulent expense claims, as little as 6 months, the expense frauds go down by 45%. The processing speed increases by 30%. Obviously, when it is a fully automated solution, your policy compliance becomes 100% the day you onboard our solution. There is no way that you can bypass the policy compliance. Let me talk about some of the case studies. This is the first case study that we have is from one of the top 4 consulting firms, accounting firms, one of the top 4 in the world. When they came to us, they had, obviously they had a manual solution. It was a very poor user experience, high turnaround time, everything was manual from claiming as well as approval. There were a lot of people involved in the process. There was no visibility on what's the spend, where is the spend, no analytics available. And obviously the turnaround time was huge. The solution is that we onboarded them. We deployed our fully digital policy-driven expense management platform. Everything became digital. Everything became automated. In the last 7 years that they've been there with us, they filed more than 6 lakh claims with us. On an annual basis, we have helped them save 8 crores plus in the spends due to the policy checks. The turnaround time, and I don't think it was 2 weeks also, it was much higher than that. But on an average, if we say 2 weeks, that has come down to 3 days. That also is because there are people who have to approve, may not be available. Otherwise, it's again less than a minute process from filing to claim approval. And obviously, with our solution, there is 100% visibility on how the spends are happening, and we provide integration with real-time integration with the accounting softwares as well. The other example that I have is from one of the large chemical company which had multiple units, multiple instances. They had their own solution which was really inefficient. There was no mobile app, or if there was, it was not really scaled up. There was no GST input reconciliation that was happening through the data. And this is directly coming from their HR head, that they had 16 FTEs working only on approving these claims, looking at these claims and approving these claims and going through the process. 5,500, more than 5,500 claims were being filed, and these 16 people were only working on that process. And once we rolled out our solution in less than 3.5 months, we were able to put the solution across all the 14 instances in one place, more than 4,000 plus, almost 4,000 users onboarded. which this point of new GST reconciliation, happy to share that they have been able to save in the last 3 years on an average, they have been able to save 2 crores plus on GST reconciliation. 100% of approvals have become automated. It's a mobile first approach. The user experience is really good. And that 16 full-time employees that I spoke about has gone down to 0.7. And I really wonder what this 0.7 FT is also doing, because it is not required. Completely not required. Everything is online. Everything is automated. Not required. These are some of the logos that we have with us as customers. And these are some of the top names across India and across sectors. And I'm really happy to share that we continue to add to this logo sheet on a monthly basis, large numbers. Happy to connect with all of you. Anyone who requires, we have a stall outside. You can reach out to us there. You can reach out to us here on this email ID. We'll be happy to work and find solutions for you, customized to your needs.